Hello and welcome to Not Your Mother's Midlife Crisis. I'm Chris and this is my co-host Chris.
Hello, Chris.
Welcome back.
Yes.
Welcome back. It feels like we have not done this in forever.
Correct. Yes.
But it really was just 2 weeks ago.
I know. And it is actually, it was an amazing weekend. I know we're going to talk about it all, but it is good to be back.
Oh, yeah,
and back
definitely.
to the routine. I am wearing my Olakai sweatshirt just to celebrate. I was back in the gym this morning and I'm going back on my protein shakes, back on creatine.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's fun to go off schedule and fun to go crazy and eat and drink whatever.
Yeah.
But
then,
I
did miss.
I think your body just feels like crap sometimes.
But I did miss, it was so nice, having coffee with everyone in the morning and everybody hey, how are we going to do for our day?
Well, it was also your birthday on Easter Sunday. How was your birthday?
My birthday was really nice.
Yeah.
It was very nice.
That's good.
And everybody made it super special. And I got to see Seamus and Isabel for my birthday, which was a very lovely gift.
That is very lovely. That's
nice.
Yes.
And my mom had sent me money, which I used them for my birthday dinner. And we just had a really good time. Lucy, I just got her gift and it was very beautiful and very thoughtful.
Did you wear it?
I did not. I forgot.
Okay.
Because I've been a little off today.
Okay.
I'm back.
I'm still off.
But it was beautiful. It was her birthstone and Seamus's birthstone and with mine in between. And she got this necklace made she ordered it from Etsy. And it was just so thoughtful.
That is very thoughtful.
And just so loving. And she was so excited for me to get it. So
that's nice.
Yes, I will definitely be wearing it a lot. It's
yeah.
beautiful.
So, everybody listening, we just got in last night from, I was away for a week, you were away for, 4 days. So we're winging it. We have some thoughts. We're like, we'll just say this and say that. But
we were sitting in gate 11 waiting for our flight, talking about all the stuff we were going to talk about today.
And then this morning I was like, what did we say we're going to talk about? But we got it. We have the wedding.
Yes.
So there are so many of us that are in midlife, even if you're perimenopause or your kids are a little younger. That's how I determine your age.
Yes.
Like, how old are your kids? What are your hormone levels? Let me guess your age that way. But a lot of us are at the stage where our kids are either in college, graduating college, and getting married. I just had my first daughter get married, and it was amazing.
It was.
And
you were the first friend's child's wedding.
Really?
Yeah, so it was your first child's wedding, but it was my first friend's child's wedding. So it was a big deal.
Yeah. I think we went to one other wedding that was one of our friends, I think. Yeah, I would say so. And so this was only my second, this generation wedding. So my daughter isn't always a planner, but her and her now husband did an amazing job planning. Their vows were so intentional, every word. They were so thoughtful. I was blown away. I was 1000% blown away just from the introductions they had written, that they had the officiant read about, the metaphor of the meadow and the forest. It was a beautiful outdoor venue.
Oh my gosh. Amazing.
So beautiful.
We all said it was probably the most beautiful wedding venue any of us had ever been to.
Really, it was Del Favaro Oasis in Tampa, Florida.
Mm-hmm.
I will tell you, it was spectacular.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll get into, this pisses me off, and I'll mention some issues that were happening with the venue, which wasn't really the venue's fault. They could have handled it better, but
just all the flowers, all the trees.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, the weather was perfect. They got married under this huge tree that was beautiful. You just felt, and then
felt like you were in an enchanted forest.
Yes. Yeah. And then their theme, of course, of the meadow and the forest, just everything tied together. You really paid attention to all those vows, because otherwise, you're not necessarily, you're like, yeah, it's the same stuff. Okay.
It wasn't the same at all. And they included,
it wasn't. Yes.
Our now stepdaughter in the vows, which was lovely.
And one thing I really took notice of was Riley, as she walked down the aisle, as she stood there in front of everyone, as she was saying her vows, you could see that she looked at everyone and was taking everything in, almost like her brain was taking a snapshot so I can remember this forever. It was beautiful because I don't think I really have seen a bride do that the way Riley did.
It's so funny you say that because I was so worried about crying. And I'm like, do you remember your 8th grade graduation, how much I cried? And it's just where she went to school, the 8th grade graduation was they wrote speeches, and her speech was through the lens, and it was about snapshots, like what you're saying. She was
Yes.
looking out, taking snapshots with her mind of memories and how important those snapshots create who you are. So it's just
Yes.
funny that you say that. We didn't even
Mhm.
discuss that.
No.
But I was hysterical at her 8th grade
Yeah.
graduation. And I was so proud of myself for not crying
Yeah.
my eyes out at the wedding. I mean, there were certainly tears, but I
And
held it together.
and you felt from Riley that she was truly so appreciative that we were all there together.
Yes.
And it was really neat. Before we left to go on the shuttle to go to the venue, Christian was there in the lobby, and it was so
Okay.
nice. He came over and to find out who we all were,
Oh,
and we
great.
said hello and the same thing. And then his best friend Oscar, who was like
A
just
hoot.
amazing, he was
Yep.
great. So it was Sue. She says to him, she goes, "Look, this is probably one of the only times in your life that you're going to have this many people all together that love you and support you and are like have your back and just are celebrating you." So she's like, "So enjoy it." And I thought
Yeah.
that was really good too.
That
And
was
they
really
seem to
sweet.
do that.
Thanks, Sue. Oh, they definitely did.
Hmm.
They definitely, I think they enjoyed every moment.
Which was great.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm very happy for them. Um,
And I loved a big shout out to their signature drinks.
oh,
I
they
thought
were
it was
good.
super creative. You could have tea with Riley
Mhm.
or coffee with Christian, but of course then they were like
They had a little kick to them,
yeah,
yeah.
they had a little alcohol theme.
Yep.
So we even discussed that tea with Riley will be the 2026 official Brigantine Beach cocktail,
Oh, for the
and
summer, I
that we'll be
love it.
having for the summer.
I absolutely love that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so, I mean, for those that may be going through this or whatever, so it's like you have your wedding that you remember and
Mhm.
how you did things, and it's very different when your kids are doing it, and then not only is it's 2 people planning a wedding,
Yes.
and her husband was very involved. So it's just bringing all these ideas and these different personalities and everything together, and I think it just made for just such a beautiful event.
It did.
Yeah.
And part of I guess we'll get to it, my letters to my younger self was part of learning from their planning and
Yeah,
their individuality, like making the
right.
wedding their own.
Super creative.
Mhm.
And then he wrote and produced the song that they
Yes.
danced to.
Yes.
So, I don't know if they are gonna put that out there,
On, like,
but
Spotify
or
or
something,
mhm,
but I would love that. Sorry,
hopefully.
I'm just gonna, make sure my sounds are off.
Yeah, that would be really good.
Yeah,
Mm,
I'm hoping so.
yeah.
So, well, that was make me think of what did I learn before I forget? Like
Mhm.
this weekend, we always say living in the moment, but sometimes when you're in the moment, you're still worried. Like you're like worrying about what's next, worried about everything falling into place.
Mhm.
And I will say the day of the wedding, I wasn't worried about a darn thing.
Awesome.
The day before the rehearsal, I was super nervous. I was super, I don't know, I was just anxious. The day of the wedding, I was just like, I felt like what you're saying, like with Riley, I just was just watching and observing and feeling, and it was just wonderful.
And you were stunningly beautiful.
Oh, that
Uh,
what a little bit of makeup will
you
do for you.
no, 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 it was the whole
Yeah.
yeah, and you could tell you and Brian just seemed so happy. You did seem to enjoy the day.
Yeah,
Mhm. Yeah.
we did. So, all the parents out there that are worrying about, everything about your kids as they are adults and they want to make decisions on their own, it turns out okay. It really does. You can worry all you want, but you're just
Yeah.
stressing yourself out.
What did I learn? So, in terms of the worrying, I was, and you know this, I was a little worried about I traveled by myself. I got there the way my flights worked like later on Friday. So, I wasn't sure like what was going on at the shower. Lori, she was traveling without her husband, so she was like gracious enough to be like, "Hey, why don't we just like share a hotel room?" So we set that up, but I never like,
Yeah, you've never
stayed
spent
with
like
her
a lot of
before.
time with
I've never, like,
right,
done that, and the same thing. So you're like, "Okay, I'm just gonna go," but you're nervous about, like, how it'll work
right.
out. Are you gonna kinda be the odd
Are
person
you
out?
gonna snore?
Yeah, and or even the whole thing, like, the dynamics, and I was kinda like everybody's like, "Oh, yeah, we'll drive you," like, y so
Right,
but I had no idea. So there was, like, that little bit of travel anxiety,
right.
like, how it was gonna be. It was and I'm gonna say it, absolutely fucking awesome.
Yay.
Awesome. It was the best weekend, and I think it was of course, one, because it was you and Brian and all these, like, dear friends were
Mhm.
together, and you got to spend, like, we were all getting like, that morning, like, to get ready for the wedding, and we all had
Yeah,
lunch together, and then even afterwards, like, the next day, we're all having coffee, we all spent the day we went to the beach, we
that
went
was
out, we had
fun.
drinks on the beach, and then we could all just continue to celebrate then not just even the wedding, but celebrate friendships, like,
Yep.
our old friendships, new friendships, big shout out to Gus and Julie. I mean, it
And
was
you met Suzanne and Patty, which you'd met them
yes, I
before,
met them
but
before, but just
it was
spending all
all
that
of
time.
our
Yeah.
friends together. So, yeah, it was a
Um,
big girlfriend's day for me or big girlfriend's
yes.
weekend for me. So, that could be another letter to your younger self. Is like when you're planning these weddings, make them not more than last more
Yeah.
than just a day.
And it was really cute too because, as we're on the dance floor, like, Sue kept saying, she's like, "Here's the ants. We're all the ants out
He's
on the dance floor."
Yep,
So that, it was just a lot of fun. And, Lori was awesome. She was so cute. She goes, "Aside from my husband, you're the best wedding date I guess I've ever had." And we did. We had such a good time together,
that's
as
good.
you know.
Yeah, I saw you guys.
Um, and it was just it was a magical weekend, I feel like the
Good,
whole thing.
good,
And I
good.
feel
I'm
like
glad.
it to go with like Riley's theme, it was kind of good, like just I felt like our meadow was flourishing.
That is
Yeah.
very nice. So it's hard to go into something that's so nice into this just pisses me off, but there's always a but.
Yeah.
Um, s- I put on Instagram because I follow the Del Favre Oasis. I follow them on Instagram and I put can't wait for my daughter's wedding next week. And someone posted, well, did you hear about what's happening there? And I'm like,
Mm.
oh shit, do they have like, I didn't,
Uh,
they have like a locust infestation?
yeah.
Like what's going on? Because it's an orchid farm. It's stunning.
Yes.
And they sent me a link to an article and it was so there's a beef going on. It's more than a beef. It's actual lawsuit between some neighbors that are nearby and the venue. And look, the noise ordinance, whether you have a crappy neighbor that's just a partier and they're
Mhm.
playing music and, making noise all night long, that's one thing. But these are people celebrating their life together.
Milestones in their life,
I mean,
yes.
they were nasty. They kept commenting still. I just ignored them on the post or whatever because I definitely didn't want to antagonize them in any way. They were just, yeah, it's a wedding. And I would be out there with a cowbell, like cheering them on. And like when they leave, not out there standing at the end of my driveway, slow down, and putting out my own little speed bumps and stuff like that. I'm like, you're being a Karen.
Totally.
Like,
And the venue had parking,
had plenty of, it was,
and it was
this
and
is where you
and
live.
it was tucked back in this
It's not every day. Are there weddings every day? Is it every Friday, Saturday, Sunday? Maybe.
yeah.
Maybe, but put up a noise barrier, put up some arborvitaes. You can change your space, but you can't change other people's spaces.
And wasn't the and the noise ordinance because I think all
We
the
were
music shut down, it was like quarter to 10.
Yes. Yeah, and even the last private dance that they did together, which was something new that I hadn't seen before, was very quiet.
Yeah, because we couldn't even hear it
Yeah, you
standing,
could
what would you
barely
be,
hear the music.
50
Yep.
50 yards, 100 yards?
So, I hope that the neighbors embrace love and happiness rather than being a bunch of fuddy-duddies and
But you're in this beautiful area.
share the beauty.
Go outside, have a drink, enjoy the Pitbull and Bad Bunny that were playing by the DJ, and you
Right.
can dance yourself and if you can
Yeah.
hear it, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, we live in a community, a beach community, where a lot of times we have renters next to us.
Mhm.
They're there on vacation. As long as they're being
Yeah,
safe, I don't care. As long as you're not destroying property and you're not harming yourself or anybody else.
but, we can sit on the porch,
Right.
and you can hear the music from the Elks, or
Right.
depending on where you
Oh,
sit, you can hear the music from La Scala's,
oh,
and it's
absolutely.
great because 'cause you're like, "Oh, listen to the
Yeah.
music."
Yeah.
Yeah,
And when it's over 10 o'clock, you're like, oh.
yeah.
So
I really just I mean, I think there are people and we in life that are just miserable and just wanna complain.
yeah,
Mhm,
that is reality.
and it's a
They need to
shame.
listen to this podcast. They'd be a lot happier. That's what I think.
So we all joked, and it's not necessarily a joke, but this just pisses me off from the wedding weekend.
Okay.
So you and Brian were gracious and generous enough when we got back to the hotel that you had hired bartenders and it was at the hotel bar to continue the party.
Yes.
And we all wanted to continue the party.
It was a lot of there were a lot of people there.
Yes.
I mean,
It was
it was a
wonderful.
lot.
So I was like, "Oh, what do I want to drink?" I was drinking the tea with Riley all night, and then I was like, "Oh, maybe I'll have a dirty martini." So I think somebody gets me the dirty martini. I taste it. It is disgusting. It's super sweet.
Oh, that was the weird. Somebody else said that too.
It was, like, really sweet. So I had a couple they're like, "No, so there's something wrong with this." And I was like, "It's okay." So Deanne's like, "No, no, no, no." She goes up and was like, "We
What are you
need a
putting
drink."
in this?
So I walked up there, and even Brian was like, "Don't put vermouth in." He was telling the bartender, and they made the drink again, and it was
Was it their mix?
well, I think they had this big giant it had and that's what we think the brine was just old or bad or
Oh,
something. So we were all joking that this could be called on the menu, the Courtyard by Marriott Dirty Pool Martini.
because the pool was dirty. I mean, they knew a wedding was coming in, and the pool was dirty on Friday day. So you weren't there Friday day.
Yes.
And they're like, "Oh, it will be cleaned for tomorrow." I'm like, "But we have guests here today."
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean,
But it was fun. So that was like a
right.
funny thing. So of course everybody's sitting around and they're all podcast listeners. They're like, this should be this just pisses me off. I'm
Yeah.
like, that's a really good
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, like, the people that worked at the hotel
We're
were
lovely.
fabulous. They
Lovely.
were very over accommodating,
Yes.
but there were certain things that they are unable to control. Like, she was unable to control that the engineer wasn't there to clean the pool and he's off on the weekends. I'm like,
Yeah.
should have been done before we got here. You have a wedding coming in.
Mhm. Yeah.
Live
And the
and
same
learn.
thing. I don't know. I'm guessing that a dirty martini is not a popular drink at the Courtyard Marriott.
Maybe not. Maybe not. Well, the first espresso martini I had didn't, and I did it creamy, didn't have any simple syrup in it
Oh,
or liquor 43,
yeah.
something to sweet. I needed something to sweeten it up.
Yes.
I just feel, yeah, they might. I don't think they're trained bartenders. I think they're just reading the
Yeah.
recipe.
Mhm. But anyway,
All right,
so
so
it's really, I mean, that's like
that's all you can
that's a
complain
first
about.
world problem. That's like an
That's
easy.
true.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. Do I really have something to complain
No,
about?
I really don't.
Nope.
It was more just to be funny.
So, do you have a letter to your younger self?
So my letter to my younger self was really the fact that you do what you want to do. Like it should have been, and we were all talking about this. We all followed tradition. We listened to like, this is the way the wedding has to be. This is the way it's always been done.
Right.
You go through the whole thing versus bringing your own personality or something that you really wanted to make a part of it. And I think that's a good lesson, not for necessarily a wedding, but just for life. Like you don't have to follow that tradition. What's important to you is important to you. So to go with that and to kind of go by your own sheet of music.
Right. Well, we talked about that for the holidays too, how
Yes.
especially as your children marry or
Mhm.
have significant others, that your traditions are going to change and you can either choose to be a part of it and be more flexible, or you can be rigid and create tension. So I'm not saying you have to be a pushover on everything and give in on everything, but I think the word compromise is a fair assumption of what you need to do.
Or
You need
don't
to compromise.
or don't be afraid to kind of, you know, add your own flair to anything
Right.
in your life or add your own individuality.
Okay.
I really respected that about them.
Oh, yeah, they
Yeah,
definitely
I
did.
thought that was
They're
good.
very creative. So
Yeah.
mine is not as philosophical as that.
Okay.
Definitely not. Mine would be throughout this whole weekend because we had the rehearsal dinner. We just had, we went and got our nails done, and then we had the rehearsal, and then we had the wedding, and then there was the after party, and then there was the day after. I would love to either have a person assigned or have a photographer, if you can afford it, have a photographer there for all those days.
Mm.
Just because there are so many moments that aren't captured. Listen, I get that the thing right now is not capturing everything on film or in a picture, but there's going to be those people are all younger and their memories work great, but there's going to be a time where you don't remember the exact moment, the exact thing, the way it was authentically 5 years from now, you know? And that's just age, babies. That's just it. I like pictures to bring me back and say,
Yes.
oh, yeah,
Yeah.
I do.
No, that's a good idea.
So,
Yeah. That'd be nice. Well, hopefully everybody's sending you the pictures they took
yes.
throughout that day or throughout that weekend.
And in fact, Erin texted me this morning because her boyfriend's sister's getting married in July, and they were all asking to see pictures. And Erin's like, I don't have a single picture.
Oh,
So I sent her a bunch.
oh, good.
Yeah, I think other people have sent them to her too.
Okay. Yeah.
Anybody who took pictures, send them. That's a good way to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. It was
That's all.
just a wonderful, wonderful weekend. So we'll have lots to laugh about and
Oh, sure.
talk about.
We have possible new merch out of this weekend. We're
Yes.
going to hold on to that, not sharing
Mhm.
that just
Yeah.
yet.
We're probably gonna have to do a whole Riley wedding, anti-reunion down here in Brig.
Yeah, we'll
We've
definitely
been
do
inviting
that.
everybody down.
Yep.
Uh-huh. Have to do
So
that in the summertime.
always up for that.
Yes.
Always up for that. How about, do you have anything for 50 Shades?
So 50 Shades, I can say I use the Color Wow anti-humidity spray. I blew dry my hair like maybe 70% dry.
Okay.
Then I sprayed that spray all over my hair and then did the blow dry brush,
Right.
and it stayed all day. It did
Yeah.
not frizz.
Yeah, my hair didn't frizz because of having somebody do it, but I did have trouble, and I did have the Wow spray, but the sprayer wasn't working.
Uh,
So I was kinda, like, pouring it. I don't know, maybe there's a difference, but
but I really, like, did it same thing, like, on my ends
did you
and
do a lot of it?
over I did a lot of it.
Yeah, and then you
Mhm.
gotta pull it, but
But so I'd say, again,
read the
because I didn't have my
directions on it.
hair done, but I feel like that it stayed because I was worried
Okay.
it'd be totally frizz. And here we were outside all day,
Yeah.
and it
It
was good.
wasn't really humid.
No,
It was
but usually for
beautiful.
me, that doesn't even matter.
Yeah,
Mhm.
just being in the warmer
Yeah.
weather. My, 50 Shades, and I learned this because, I had my makeup done, obviously, and Erin has told me this before. I rush when I put on my makeup. Everything I do in life, I almost rush.
Same.
I'm always like, how do I get done the fastest? And that's not a good way to be. I definitely not encouraging that. But if you put 2 coats of mascara on, makes a world of difference. If you slow down and maybe apply a little bit of a heavier base on your foundation, it does help. And I with the Il Maquillage, I was doing that in the beginning,
Mhm.
and I've definitely gotten lazy,
Okay.
and I'm not doing as much. So, take your time. More is sometimes best. Less is best often. That was always my way, but sometimes more is a little little helpful.
But now that the weather's getting warmer,
I know, then we don't
and I really don't wear
I won't be,
any
yeah.
makeup, yeah.
So,
I should say it's always just tinted sunscreen.
that's what, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I've been doing. Instead of using the Il Maquillage, I'm
Yes.
like, just use
Yeah.
my tinted
Uh-huh.
sunscreen. So I wanted to reflect a little bit because, like, this past or last week, we released the episode from Stacey Price
Yes.
that we had done a while ago, and I wanted to reflect on that a little bit. The one thing I love that she said is that, she listened to us. She's like, I felt like you're for all ages.
Yes.
I don't feel like you're just for, women in perimenopause and menopause. You can get pieces of valuable information throughout. So, I mean, and that's how we started. This
Mhm.
podcast was created to help women in any situation, but, mostly during this perimenopause, menopause. But as far as doing, what pisses us off, everybody gets pissed off about something, the 50 shades.
The letters to our younger self.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did I learn?
Mhm.
Sometimes you learn household things and sometimes it's super philosophical. So,
I
uh,
know Isabel, Seamus's girlfriend, says the same thing. Like, she listens, and she says there's a lot of things that we're thinking about, like, what's our purpose
yes.
and what's gonna be our 3rd act, where we're struggling with that, and here she is, she's, like, in her early 20s, and she's going through that as well.
Okay.
So and she's figuring out, like, "Hey, I'm out of college, what
Yeah.
am I gonna do? Like, what is my purpose?" And, like, kinda trying to do that reflection about where she's meant to go and what she's meant to do,
Yeah.
of which a big congratulations because she got accepted to VCU's Master's in Social Work program. So
Awesome.
that yeah, that
Congrats.
was we were waiting to hear when I was down there,
Oh,
and she
that's
just
good.
found out, yeah.
Well, congratulations to her.
And I did tell her, I'm like, "Oh, you'll really love the Stacey Price episode because that was being released, like,
Yeah, last
after I
week.
saw her, and I said, "But you'll really love that, especially about vision,
Yeah,
especially now
she'll
that
be
she's
able
in."
to apply that.
Yes, and that she'll be able to
Yep,
apply it and do the whole thing with goals, so she was looking forward to it.
good. And if you didn't listen to it, listen to it. It was episode 46, and you get all Stacey's information
Yes.
all of her socials and the island therapy information if you
Yeah.
need any
Mhm.
assistance with your mental health or your vision.
And I still think we need to do an episode that does a letter to your younger self like Stacy did.
Oh my
Like,
gosh.
what are
No,
things
no,
that
no.
would have turned out. Yeah.
Her letter was amazing. I
It
was
was
like, I don't even want to come
awesome. Yeah,
after her.
but it was really
It's
good.
really good.
I like that.
I forget what she said about like Miley Cyrus.
Yeah.
It was really funny.
Yeah,
It was
it was
very
really
cute.
good. I like that.
So, did you wait? We got all of everything. We covered everything
Oh, we
already.
did? Oh,
Wow, that's
okay.
pretty good. So, well, next week we have on Dr. Candace Fortunato. She's also known as Dr. Glow Up.
Yes.
Very cool. She started out as a pediatrician and internal medicine, and she found her love for skincare and went back for schooling. And she owns Skin Plus Tonic, which is her own creation of
Wow.
skincare plus a full spa.
Ooh, okay.
She does a lot of injectables. So we're going to learn a lot about all the different injectables
Okay.
next week.
All right. That'll be interesting.
So thank you to our affiliates who's
The
still
pelvic floor store.
Pelvic Floor Store and underoutfit.com.
Yes. In fact, Deanne was telling me that she had just ordered not just the sports bra, but she ordered the under outfit bras and they were having a sale. She said it is absolutely wonderful. She's very big into horseback riding.
Yep.
And she said it really gives her a lot of support. It doesn't have the underwire, which she said always bothered her.
Yep.
So yeah, she was like raving about it.
Yeah,
So it
she was
good.
very happy about it. Yep. And I
Yeah.
said, just make sure you order a size up
Yes.
because they do run a little bit small.
Yeah. And she did find that too. So she agreed with us.
Good.
Yeah. So that was really good. And continue to like, download, and please share.
Yeah. Share, share, share. Keep growing our community.
Yes.
All right, everybody. Thank you. And we'll see you next week where we continue to seek answers for women's healthcare.
And support one another.
We didn't forget, and I didn't even write it down.